So I've got some scans of Amiga format, which starts out here as a ST Amiga format. This is issue 1, July 1988. And I thought it'd be nice to go back and look at these and have a look for some adverts in here, and we can find out the prices of these retro computers like the Amiga and the Atari ST. And we can see actually, compared to what they cost then, and how much they're actually being sold for right now, have these things actually gone up in value, or have they gone down in value, or how has their value changed? And is a retro computer something you could have bought and invested money in and made money in, or would you just lost a lot? And we'll adjust the prices for inflation. This is a UK magazine, so this will all be in pounds, but it'd just be a similar thing for the US as well, but just some different number of dollars. But it's the changes in prices that we're interested in, not necessarily the prices themselves. But let's go down and see if we can find any interesting advert that's got some kind of price on it. Amiga price cut, there's something about the Amiga straight away. Despite the widespread complaints in the computer manufacturing industry about the price of RAMs, Commodore expected to cut the price of the Amiga 500 to match the Atari 520 ST. The price to dealers of the A500 was officially reduced for the duration of the Commodore show. Punters who made the trek to Novotel in London could have walked away with a 500 for $399 or less. So there's our first indication of what an Amiga 500 cost. We can look through some other adverts in here and find out if people are really selling them for that much. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a spreadsheet, and we're going to look at some of these computers. So this is the 1988 price. This was £399. That's what we think it is there. Here's some prices down here. 520 STFM standard model, £269. So the ST was definitely a lot cheaper than the Amiga. And that was £269. There we go. We've got some other ones here as well. The 1040 STF, £429. Got some good idea of prices there already, of just a few of these things. I think this is 1988, this magazine at this point. I've got later issues, we can look through those. So there won't be the later Amigas, but we'll go through and find the later Amigas as well. STFM, 520 STFM plus 1 meg drive and joystick for £400. So they're trying to make these bundles just to get the price up. So you got a lot more for your money with the Atari ST, because that Amiga 500 would have been just stock with just half a megabyte. Street Fighter. Yeah, look at that. Which machine, the ST or the Amiga? That old gem. Oh, that's a desktop Amiga? A desktop ST? We don't know. Oh, this is like an article like, which one should you buy? They're like, don't know, get one or the other. There's not many adverts in this first issue. We maybe need to go on to a later issue. Ocean were advertising for people to program games for them. Gary Bracey, software development, Ocean. Yeah, if you wanted to make a game, and Ocean would give you a few £100 for it. Well, there's not many adverts in here, so I'm going to go to a later issue, I think. Let's go to December 1988. Skateball. The PC looks very blue on the screenshot. Iron Lord. Ubisoft. That was one of their games, apparently. Look at that logo there, Ubisoft's logo. What is that? Oh, Weird Dreams. I played that back in the day. Yeah, that's Weird Dreams. Coming soon on Atari and Amiga. Let's go to the very first issue of Amiga format, when it actually became just Amiga format. So this is from August 89. There's Robocop and Dragon Ninja. Wow, look at this. There's a 20 megabyte hard drive was £478. My God, that's crazy. Right, Amiga. Why are they calling it the B2000? Why is that called the B2000? Was it called the B2000 originally? Including mouse, workbench, basic, XT bridge board. Wow. It looks like an Amiga 2000 though, which is just, it was £869. So let's put that one. £869. So let's maybe skip, look at all this stuff. Let's maybe skip forward a bit to the release of the A600 and the A1200. So this is Amiga format from, December 91. Came with Octamed, yeah. Elvira, are you stuck on Elvira? So we're looking for adverts for, I don't know if it's out at this point, but the Amiga 600 or something like that. Electronic Arts, yeah. See, here's something as well. Maybe we should put this in here as well. I've just seen it. The Secret of Monkey Island for 19.99. And that was 19 pounds. Let's just put 20 pounds. That was 20 pounds. What else have we got on here? And the other one that I think's worth mentioning maybe is Turrican. Turrican was 6.99 and Turrican 2 was £8.49. Oh, look at all these. We found some other stuff as well. The Game Gear. I didn't expect to find this in here. The Game Gear was £100. Let's put that on. In 1991 was £100. The Atari Lynx for £113. So the Amiga 500 with Cartoon Classics had gone down to £370. I suspect that these games have gone up in value quite a lot, but once we adjust for inflation, we'll be able to find out. Any more? So this looks like at 91, I don't think the Amiga 600 was out because I'm not seeing any adverts for it. Let's try December 92. Wow, Amiga format. So there, this is now December 92. BC Kid, yeah. Better graphics, better sound, better software, better get one. It's the CD TV. Nobody got one. Oh, that was after they added the keyboard back in and all this other stuff. Oh, here we go. Okay, right. Well, there's an Amiga 600. So the Amiga 600 with Lemmings was £300 and an epic Amiga 600 hard drive. Because I had that one with the 20 meg hard drive, but I must have bought it secondhand. Never bought it for £450. You can kind of see the problem with the Amiga 600 really is because it's £320. And it's really only about the same price as the Amiga 500 anyway. So that's one of the problems people had with the Amiga 600. It really didn't make it that much cheaper. What is this? Oh, is that the 1200? Yeah, they're showing it off there. Just look at this lineup. Faster Motorola processor. A numeric keypad. Oh, all for $399.99. The surprise release of the year, possibly decade, is the Amiga breaks completely new ground. Only 30,000 of them will be shipped before UK Christmas. They didn't have the money to make the parts, to make the 1200. That was a real shame. So at this point here, the Amiga 1200 is $399. It's basically £400. Where's the software? There wasn't any. There's going to be nobody advertising that. What is that? A Bart Simpson cheetah joystick and a Batman one. Oh my god. You could really buy... Oh, that must be the world's worst joystick. Has anybody got one of those? Oh, the CD TV, $399. We can put that in there. CD TV. Yeah, that actually got to $399. Wow, nobody got one of those. PCM CAA cards arrived for the A600. Yeah, because they just didn't exist. There wasn't any. That was a big problem with that. I don't think anyone will be advertising the A1200 at this point because no one's got any stock. This is what we want. Amiga 4000, £2,099. So let's put that in. The Amiga 4000 was out. You could actually get an Amiga 600 for £270 with no hard drive. Let's try September 93. I'll just see if I can find one Amiga 1200 advert. There we go. Amiga 1200, £360. Oh my word. This is only a year later and the Amiga 600 has gone down to £190. Wow. Well, there it is. So, oh, there you go. Amiga 4000 030. Wow, this is only a year later. This is from September 93. Let's put these in then. So I think we've got all the information we need to know there. Oh, we've got a Mega Drive there as well. $129.99. Let's just put that in down there as well. Sega Mega Drive, that's the Genesis if you're in America. £130. Oh, and there's a SNES as well. SNES, 110. We've got a good idea of some of the prices of these computers and a bit of software over the years. And what we can do now is we can kind of adjust these for inflation. Here we go. We're going to find out now what this stuff really did, well, what it cost in 2021 money, because I'm doing this video in 2022, but we've got up to 2021. First up, the Amiga 500 in 1988. So in 1988, what is it? Well, £899. Let's call that 900. So that is adjusted for inflation, £900. Atari 520 STFM was £607. Let's call it 610. 1040 STF, £966. The Amiga 2000 in 1989, 1,860, pretty much. Like, in today, that would be a really expensive computer. like a high-end laptop or something like that. This one's going to cost a fortune, isn't it? £1,390 for the Amiga 2000 with the 20 megabyte hard disk. Ooh, £2,970. Wow. So that's what that would have cost you. No wonder I didn't have an Amiga 2000 back in the day. The Cartoon Classics 1 meg, I'll call that 690. That's like £690 nowadays is like a mid-range laptop or something. It's not a really cheap one. It's not a super expensive one. Right, here we are. We're down to the 600s and the 1200s and stuff like that. 270. Cheap, £480. 760 for the 600 with a hard drive. The Amiga 1200 for £400. That's £715. CDTV is the same. Oh, this is going to cost a lot. The Amiga 4000, £3,742. The Amiga 1200 had gone down to £360. That is brilliant. Ooh, that's getting cheap now. £625. So the Amiga 1200 was a good deal in 1993. It had gone cheaper than the Amiga 500. If you adjust it for today's inflation. I don't know if it was really cheap back then. Oh, and the Amiga 600 was £190. So that's probably when I got one. That's £330 in today's money. That seems very cheap, doesn't it? Right, now this software, 1991 software. What have we got? £17 for Monkey Island. That is the equivalent of a let's call it £32 game. For the other Monkey Island, that's we'll call that £38. Seems like a little bit cheaper than games are nowadays, like full price games. £7 for Turrican. That might have been the budget re-release, but we're not sure. That's £13. Turrican 2 was £9. Again, probably the budget release, but I'm not sure. We'll call that £17. And Lemmings was £14. So £26 for Lemmings in today's money. Game Gear, £185. This is quite a cheap little console, the Game Gear, wasn't it? Atari Lynx, £113. That's £210. Mega Drive, and this is from '93, £225. And the SNES was £110. But they really got you back on the games on those. So that's my list of prices adjusted for inflation. What we can do now is we can do some eBay searches and we can find out how much this stuff's actually selling for right now. So there you go, an Amiga 500 sold, parts only. So that's not working. I mean, most of them are not going to be working now, and these things are going to devalue because they're secondhand, I suppose. And we're looking at like nearly 100 there, 70 for that one. Well, that's an Amiga 500 and 1200 together. Wow, for £200. There's an Amiga 600. So a sealed Commodore Amiga 600 boxed and working, £180. That seems like a reasonable number. eBay 22, we'll call this one. Let's just go with the 170. There's one for 150. That's a plus as well. So yeah, let's go for 170 for the Amiga 500. £170. Oh, there's Cartoon Classics. 110. Let's look at the Atari 520 ST-FM. So these are selling for a lot less. £82. 97. Atari 520 ST-FM computer, box only, good condition with inserts. £40. Is that all? There's a 520 ST-FM untested, £50. Oh no, actually, Atari ST 520 original mouse and box. Okay, that's pretty good. £165. 1040 SDF immaculate and works, £125. So maybe that's what you get for that. God, that's not very much, is it? Has the ST not held its value as well as the Amiga? I'm not really sure. I don't look at ST prices. Let's call it 130. What else have we got? This is just Amiga 2000. We don't know what Amiga 2000, but let's see if we can find one of these. Now, these are more rare and more expensive, so I'm wondering what these are going to be. Amiga 2000. Has anybody sold one on eBay? Oh, there's one. £1,000. Well, that's the only one I can find. And then we're not going to find one with a hard disk in it, really. No, they're just not coming up on eBay. Nobody's bought any on eBay. They've probably not been sold there. Oh, is that one? Recapped spares and repairs. That's a broken one. Well, I can't seem to find any. So let's call it £1,000 for that one as well. So yeah, that one actually that was 1,000 has got the hard disk in it. So that's probably 1,000, and that other one that was like 510 was the broken one of that. Let's call it 700. Maybe someone's got a mint condition one or something. The Amiga 600s, I'm going to find loads of those. Probably. Because nobody liked them. Oh, even then I'm not finding that many. Amiga 600 boxed and working. I want one with a... Yeah, I've already found that one. I want one with a hard drive. Hard drive and power supply, £122. Well, that's more expensive than the one that didn't have that. And it's got upgraded. Well, that doesn't make any sense, does it? So that's 100 and... Let's say 130 down there. How can this one then be... How can the stock Amiga 600 be 180 then? Oh, because that one's got Gotek in it and stuff. Commodore Amiga 600 parts only. I mean, that's kind of more like it. £100. It's got discs and stuff with it. It's in the box. £100 for that one. Amiga 1200. £320. They've held their value, haven't they? £320. We might as well put it on that one as well. Right, a CD TV. What's the chance of me finding one of these? No chance. Right, CD TV. 311. Oh, I found one. £311. Wow, unbelievable. Amiga 4000 with an 030 in it. Wow, 030 including keyboard. £1,070. Oh, there's more expensive ones here as well. A broken one is nearly £900. Oh, there we go. Secret of Monkey Island. Boxed. £46. I think these prices are backwards. I think that was 20 and that was 17. I'd have to go back and check that. Monkey Island 2. £70. Unbelievable. You actually have made a little bit of money if you bought these. Let's see if we can buy a boxed Turrican. Oh, actually, that could be the one it was. That was, I think it was probably the budget version. So let's call that £30. And that's got other games with it as well. Turrican 2 rare, tested and working. If that Turrican 2 is the official one, it could have been. It could be £125. Let's do that. And Turrican 1, 60. There you go. If they're actually the... I mean, there wouldn't have been much more than that anyway. They're probably the budget versions, but I don't know. And then let's see if I can find... Oh no, somebody paid 150 for that one. Oh my word. 150 if you had the boxed version, Turrican 2. That is just so silly. Lemmings for the Amiga. £20. Let's call it 20. So Lemmings didn't do so well. And then let's just quickly fill in these other ones. Sega Game Gear. £36. Faulty with paperwork. That can be repaired though. These are so cheap. Let's just call it £30. You've got to get a broken one though. Atari Lynx. Whoa, with games and everything. £200, 320, 107. Power supply not working. That seems quite reasonable. £108, we'll call that. Sega Mega Drive, last one. £7.50. Sega Mega Drive showed £30. Is that really all you get for them? Well, let's call it £30 and you really didn't get much for your money there. And the last one is the SNES. We need the actual computer. That's in the US one. So that's £90 for a US one. We want a UK one really. There we go. PAL boxed working, no games, £100. So that's exactly what we want. Right. Yeah, so here we've got 2021. And here we've got what you could have sold it for in 2022. So these are the two bits of data that we've pulled out for all these different particular consoles and stuff. Let's just see if we can find out if you would have made it. Well, you clearly, I think you're already seeing you're not going to make any money in these, but let's have a look at how much money you've lost basically, or how much of a bad investment this stuff is. So it should be that divided by that one. So that is actually only, the Amiga there is only 18% of the value. So let's just call this, I'll call this a loss, but this could be profit. So it's now only 18% of the value that it actually was. So instead of specifying it as a loss, I'll specify it as its current value. So this Amiga 500 is only 19% of the value that you actually paid for it at £170. It's only retained 19% of its value. So let's just see value retained. We'll call that. the Amiga 500's done pretty badly. The 500 Cartoon Classics is pretty bad as well. What else have we got? The Atari 20 STFM's retained 27% of its value. Which one's really done the best out of all these? The Amiga 600, that's not bad because it was so cheap in the first place. And the Amiga 4000 has retained 66% of its value, which is pretty amazing. The Game Gear has only retained 16% of its value. Nobody likes the Game Gear. And the Atari Lynx has retained about half its value. Mega Drive, not really. And the SNES about half its value. So in the big scheme of things, these retro computers are, worth nowhere near what they were worth back in the day. They're all broken and they're breaking, and they're now worth at the most 66% of their actual value. What has gone up in price is some of these games, like Turrican 2 is like £150. It's worth 800% of its original value, which is utterly astonishing. So how weird that some pieces of software has been a very good investment. Almost all of your retro computers are worth nothing like what they used to be worth. And you can maybe kind of see, is this value retained really based on the rarity of the console? So the Amiga 500s were not very rare, and they've retained about 20% of their value. The Amiga 4000 is quite rare, so it's retained 66% of its value. So, or maybe that's to do with the fact that just the more expensive things retain more value. Or maybe not that though, because the Amiga 2000 has retained nearly 40% of its value. Yeah, so there's the results. So everything that made it past this first grey line, you actually made money on. And for everything else, that's how much of its value it retained. So Turrican 2 has retained, well, it's made a lot of money basically. And Turrican, and maybe Secret of Monkey Island. Everything else is really quite a lot devalued since its time of arrival on the market. But it looks like the thing that's devalued the least is the Amiga 4000. Now, depending on where you sold these back in time, if you just sold some of these computers around about the 2000 era, this stuff would be way, way more devalued. But as it stands, I suppose it's fair to say that retro computers, the Amiga and these Atari STs, are just not really... I mean, they're probably maybe worth a bit more than they should be because these are basically broken. Like these Amiga 600s are retained 50% of their value and they're just an old broken computer that's pretty useless. They're good for a nostalgia value and they're good as a, something you want to collect, but they're not useful in terms of a modern computer. You can get, computers that are much cheaper than this that probably work way better. There you go. I just thought that's like an interesting look at how the value of this stuff has changed over the years. And I suppose, it's probably dipped in the early 2000s when these things were probably worth the least. And these things probably have gone up in value, but they're not worth more than they used to. But it is really interesting what's going on with this software thing. That software is, some pieces of software at the very least are worth way more than what they should be. Probably because they're rare or something. And Turrican 2 was a good game, let's face it. But the computers themselves are quite devalued, especially the poor little Game Gear. Look at the poor Game Gear there. Has not really retained its value very well. And neither has really the Amiga 500 when you think about it. But it is still amazing, that this stuff is still selling. But there's your data anyway. The value of retro computers, they're not worth as much as they were when they were new. But some of the software is worth way more. So don't invest in retro computers as a way of saving for the future. It's probably not a very good idea.